All right, it is vibrations. It is September 11th, ironically, and I got a couple of visitors here. We're gonna go in. This is hive number 1, lower hive. Haven't looked at it for a while, so we'll probably go pretty deep on this one. So, back a little bit. So I put this down on the ground so that I can use that as a place to store stuff. If you rotate each thing when it stays stable. Okay, so your part, when you're refilling, you only have to take the cover off, and you won't have to take that part off. And these guys don't have too much interest in the bucket, but you hold it like this, pull it out of the thing, and then flip it over.
Got it.
They're still, I don't know, I can't see too well from this one.
I can't see it all. There's everything in there. There's all the sun.
By weight, it seems like it's maybe a third.
Okay. And yeah, I don't need to worry about getting them off or anything, at least initially. Let them hang out.
Well, you will.
I guess because I'll need to get
You
it
will,
clean.
but yeah. So you will have to get those pieces out.
Okay. Do you prefer to use a brush or just knock them off?
Whatever makes sense for you.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I have to use a tool because they actually glued it shut, which is actually a good sign. That means that there's a healthy population going on in here. The cracking sounds, they don't like that, by the way. That's a clear sign that there's a bear going in.
I was going to say, you can already hear a little bit of a difference. But...
So these are the sticks. They're glued in place right now, but they might fall off. So if they fall off, just go find any sticks from the woods.
Okay, and I don't need to glue them.
Right. Okay, so they're a little agitated already.
Yep.
You can tell by the speed of their motion.
Yeah, just let me know what I can do to help them.
So you can use smoke to actually move them around. So you see how there's, so when I pulled that off, there was a population of bees on these two frames. That means likely these two frames are starting to be drawn out, and I can actually move them away by just smoking a little bit. You don't want to use too much smoke when they get angry. That bee right there got smashed on a previous event, and generally represents an alarm signal, so I try to get it away from that. Okay, so general practice is you take the end frame out first. Have you done this before or no? Okay, so these are empty. There's nothing. This is like the way they come. It's plastic with a little bit of wax on it.
Yeah, it's great.
Usually toss like 2 to the side. They're empty. There's a lot of propolis on these, so they're definitely doing their job of gluing it together. Anytime they find a small crack, they basically fill it with glue. So the third one's empty. Fourth one is being drawn out.
Oh, it's so pretty. Yeah, look at that.
This is fresh drawn out. I try to pull it away. They've been building some honey there, and they get agitated when I disrupt it. So this section in the middle there is where they decided to change the orientation of the hive.
Yeah, building
and so what I'll probably do is just scrape all this off in a second. I'm just looking for, this one's loaded completely with, you can see there's fluid, which is either stuff from, you can come closer, Noah, if you stay on the back side of the hive. It's either sugar water from us in our bucket, or it's actual nectar. I don't see any.
So the ones with all of their faces down, those honeycombs are filling actively, yeah?
When their faces are in there, they're drinking it because they smoked the hive, so they think that the hive's on fire. I want to make sure the queen's not here because I know I would not want to crush her when I start messing with their hive. do not like their decision to reorient the hive. I do not like it. So I'm going to toss this over on that bucket for a second. Put it up on top later. So you can, if you don't like what they're doing, then you can just destroy it. They get a little agitated when you do this, though. So then now they'll go back to what they were doing before. You might even turn this around so that they don't do that again. With the same frame. You can start to hear them, they're humming a little bit. Did it on the second frame too. A little bit. So this one's not so bad. You can see the honey dripping. So I'm scanning right now for queen. It is, the last time I found her, she was marked. I don't really see any signs that they've been making her a queen, so I'm expecting to find her. This frame is loaded with fluid, see? Yeah. So this would be a honey frame. Eventually they'll cap it when they're done. Put this one back in. The next frame I'll put, because it's really not built right.
Interesting to me that the frames are still made of wood. Like you would think there'd be other polymers or something that you could make that would maybe be.
They make plastic ones, but
It's a little preferred for.
well, the wood ones you can burn if something bad happens. So this whole frame was totally messed up. So they decided that they were going to do something completely crazy.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Wow.
They absolutely do not like.
I would say it's just one of the most beautiful things, though. Even the messed up version. It's extraordinarily beautiful.
So I don't see any. There's no eggs or anything. This is all just nectar. So they are in massive nectar flow mode. That is just that one thing. So let me set this one aside for a second. You can use that frame as like a that box is like a little frame stand.
Yeah.
That bee right here is calling. Definitely go there. You watch him. This guy's about to call. He gets back up on top and put his butt up in the air and he starts like shaking it around. He's like sending out signals to like say come here. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, really 3 up top that are being drawn out.
So are you really that quick at figuring out whether there's a queen on there, or is she marked in a way that is faster for you to tell?
There's no, yeah, if I was paying attention, I wasn't really paying attention on that one, but it would be that fast. So I'm going to go into the next one down.
Okay.
So if you back up, I'm going to have to move this. It's going to be pretty good.
see what I got.
She asking about the queen? So if you see, basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to split as few as possible, because that's when they get pissed.
Yep.
Okay, so this population's pretty good. The other hive, if we do this, you'll see bees all the way to the edges probably.
Okay.
These are calm, so this is the calm section of the hive right now.
Yeah, they're being very quiet.
We haven't obviously disrupted this section yet. Starting to get warm. So on the edges, these are idle. It's not good. We won't do this frame. The next one in is not even drawn out. So this hive shape is not very great. They probably started building that second tier because we put it on a little early. And okay, so now those two frames were empty, so I took them out and set them off outside. But I'll probably just start sliding it at this point. And this would be where the queen will be in one of these 5 frames here.
They're so pretty.
Them to like go back to being confused about whether the hive's on fire. So just a second ago I saw one with pollen on its legs and then I lost track of it. So this is honey that's starting to be capped up top there.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So that's just this is an older frame, probably taken from one of Joe's boxes. Don't like that bees on my finger. Get off my finger. I get stung when I drop this thing. So this is just a huge amount of nectar and nothing else, and I don't see the queen here. I don't see any evidence of the queen here either. It's just a food store.
So we can do this, right?
Normally you don't have to do this. Like you wouldn't go this deep in. There's one falling on its legs right there. Yep. Okay, so this is capped brood, that in the middle, that brown stuff, capped brood. Outside is the honey, and then you see the ring. See the pollen around the edge? So this is a traditional pattern. There's honey, and then pollen, and then some open cells, and then the brood. There's larva. If you look in the upper right above where the brood is, see the larva?
Oh my goodness, there they are! Ah, they're so pretty. All
So
curled
that
up in
means
there.
the larva takes about a week for her to get capped, so we know that she was laying eggs within a week on this one. There's a huge amount of pollen around the edge on that. I do not see the frame here.
It's very bright, pretty. That's there. Oh,
this side is much healthier. See, the brood pattern is much more solid.
Mm-hmm.
There's brood at the edge. See, there's eggs all the way at the edge. And the edge closest to me, there's eggs.
Oh, there they are. Yep. Oh, wow, they're so perfectly laid.
They're
Yep.
tiny.
Yep, yep. They're pretty cute.
So there are some eggs. This is a super healthy frame.
Really, it's extraordinary how different colored the pollen bags are. They're like single pollen.
Here's the bee right in, should be center frame. Up at the very top of the actual frame is the bee with pollen on its legs, walking around. This doesn't have a huge amount of eggs, but it has a decent amount of capped larvae. So this one was fine. Kind of expecting to see the queen here though on this frame, and I'm not seeing her. There, now it's on the Alright, I don't think she's on that frame. This hive is very calm right now. There's actually more fussing when we were up top than it is now. Can't find my way. So like master beekeepers are much faster in the hive than I am. But I like not smashing anything. See how they cleared out? Looking for the queen to start. This frame's fine. There's